Hello and welcome to another episode of Reviewing Books I've Never Read Before. I'm your host, Dalton Bates, and I thank you so much for tuning in. We do this show based on your user submissions, and we review books based on a one-bird, two-bird, or no-birds rating system. For those of you who don't know, flying the bird is an old term for flipping the middle finger. So if I give two birds, that means that there's no way I'm going to read this book. One bird means I might read this book, and zero birds means I'm an Amazon Prime member, and I'm going to order this book probably during the broadcast. So you have sent in 3 books that I'm going to review today called 50 Shades of Grey, The Hunger Games, and Game of Thrones, A Song of Fire and Ice. So without further ado, let's get started. I've got some excerpts from all of them. We'll start with 50 Shades of Grey. This one is titled Anastasia's Inner Goddess Grapples with Spanking. That sounds interesting right off the bat. We lie there, panting together, waiting for our breathing to slow. He gently strokes my hair. Boy, I survived. That wasn't so bad. I'm more stoic than I thought. My inner goddess is prostrate. Well, at least she's quiet. So, based on that, she survived the spanking? That's interesting. What? We'll go to the next one. Anastasia and Christian's hot elevator makeout session. Okay, who hasn't been there before? I mean, you walk into an elevator, and that's just a rite of passage. Everyone has hot elevator makeout sessions. So let's see how Anastasia and Christian's was. Before I know it, he's got both of my hands in his vice-like grip above my head, and he's pinning me to the wall using his lips. Let me take a step back there. That's impressive. What? How strong are his lips? Okay, anyway. His other hands grab my hair and yank down, bringing my face up, and his lips are on mine. My tongue tentatively strokes his and joins his in a slow, erotic dance. Wow, that's, I feel weird. We'll do one more for 50 Shades of Grey. This is titled Anastasia's Inner Goddess. Oh, the Inner Goddess again. You beguile me. Probably mispronounced that. Christian. Completely overwhelm me. I feel like Icarus flying too close to the sun. That's not a good feeling to have. When Icarus flew too close to the sun, his wings melted, and then he fell from the heavens. So that's not great. Anastasia, maybe you shouldn't listen to your inner goddess. I don't know what happens in this book, but based on these excerpts, it makes me feel a little weird. Also, my grandma is obsessed with these books, and I kind of see why now. My grandpa's always like, Dawn, what are these books about? I had no idea until I read these. I feel uncomfortable, but I'm slightly interested. I'm going to give this one bird. I might find myself reading this at some point, or at least listening to an audiobook, something like that. So that's 50 Shades of Grey. One bird, might read it. We'll go to the next one, which is Hunger Games. And this one is interesting because I only have one excerpt, but it's kind of a lengthy one, so we'll go ahead and do this real quick. 60 seconds. That's how long we're required to stand in our metal circles before the sound of a gong releases us. Step off before the minute is up and landmines blow off your legs. 60 seconds to take in the ring of tributes, all equidistant from the cornucopia, a giant golden horn shaped like cone with a curved tail, the mouth of which is at least 20 feet high, spilling over with the things that will give us life here in the arena. So it's like a battle royale thing. So this is kind of cool. It's interesting. Food containers of water, weapons, medicine, garments, fire starters. Strewn around the cornucopia are other supplies, their value decreasing the farther they go from the horn. For instance, only a few steps from my feet lies a 3-foot square of plastic. I mean, you could use a 3-foot square of plastic for many things. I would suffocate myself so I wouldn't have to fight anybody. But they give an example right here. Certainly, it could be used for some case of downpour. That one makes a little bit more sense. But there in the mouth, I can see a tent pack that would protect from almost any sort of weather. If I had the guts to go in and fight for it against the other 23 tributes, which I have been instructed not to do. Those are good instructions. I definitely don't think I could win a fight, so I would not partake in this. I'm going to give this no birds, though. Sounds like a really cool concept. I am absolutely going to read The Hunger Games. We'll do the last one here, which is A Song of Fire and Ice. This is Game of Thrones, and I only have 3 quotes here because I couldn't find any excerpts for it. Darn it, George R. R. Martin. So we'll do the quotes. First one. The night is dark and full of terrors. I mean, that's subjective, right? I live in Cortland, and it's dark at night. We don't have a lot of light here, but it's not really full of terror, so I guess it depends on where you're at. I don't know where they're at in Game of Thrones, but if they're in Cortland, all they have to worry about are raccoons running around that come at me every once in a while when I'm walking back from Casey's. But all you do is just go, hey, stop it, and then the raccoon leaves you alone. They're not really going to fight you. So I don't know how I feel about that. We'll go to the next quote. He will not be 3 forever, and winter is coming. Well, I mean, those are just matter-of-fact things. Everyone ages, and winter is always coming. There are seasons. Weird. So we'll go to the next one. It is no easy thing to slay a dragon, but it can be done. That can't be done. They breathe fire. You can't slay a dragon. Based on these quotes, I will absolutely read this. This is No Birds because, come on, dragons, dark nights full of terror, and winter? Yes, sign me up. Definitely doing this. All right, this has been reviewing books that I've never read before. Thank you so much for your submissions, and I look forward to your submissions in the future. Thank you again. My name is Dalton Bates, and hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take it easy, everybody.